The Republic is dying. Across the galaxy, clone troopers turn on their Jedi generals, blaster bolts in the back, betrayal coded into their brains. Order 66. Here, on the temple steps, the final blow approaches. Darth Vader ascends. Formerly Anakin Skywalker, now something darker. His eyes burn yellow, Sith corruption complete. His blue lightsaber still hangs at his belt, not yet bled red. Behind him, the 501st Legion, hundreds of clone troopers in blue-marked Phase 2 armor, blasters raised. Ready. Clone Commander Apo marches beside Vader. His helmet HUD displays the order. Execute all Jedi. No exceptions. The temple looms above. Ancient, sacred, undefended. Vader reaches the midpoint of the grand staircase, stops. His voice carries. Cold, mechanical even without the suit. Prepare to breach. Kill everyone inside. Leave no survivors. Apo's voice is flat, emotionless. The chip speaking. Yes, Lord Vader. The 501st advances, boots on stone. Perfect formation. Above them the temple entrance glows. Warm light spilling from within. Vader senses the presence inside. Shock T, Syndralic, the younglings, targets. All of them. He reaches for his lightsaber. Reality tears. Not with sound, with feeling. The Force screams. Light erupts at the top of the stairs. Blinding, pure. A supernova of luminous energy. The 501st stops. Shielding their eyes. Apo stumbles backward. Vader's hand freezes on his hilt. He feels it. A presence. Massive. Overwhelming. More powerful than Yoda. More serene than Obi-Wan. The light fades. A figure stands there. An older man. Bearded. Weathered face lined with years. Dark robes flowing in an unfelt wind. But his presence in the Force is blinding. A sun-given form. This is Grandmaster Luke Skywalker. Consciousness pulled from the future, physically manifested with all his lifetime's mastery. He stands alone between Vader and the temple doors. Vader ignites his lightsaber. Blue blade humming. Who are you? Luke's voice is quiet, sad, heavy with unspoken grief. I am the one who should have been here sooner. Vader raises his hand. 501st. Open fire! Blaster bolts erupt. Hundreds of them. Red streaks filling the night. Luke doesn't move. Doesn't draw his weapon. He simply raises one hand. Every blaster bolt stops. Frozen mid-air, suspended like insects in amber. Glowing red against the darkness. The clones stare. Apo's tactical display screams impossible readings. Luke closes his fist gently. The bolts dissolve. Harmless light dissipating into nothing. With his other hand, he makes a subtle gesture. The entire 501st Legion presses to the ground, not violently, gently, irresistibly. Hundreds of clone troopers flat on the stairs, unable to rise, held by invisible hands. Luke is not hurting them. He's protecting them from what they're being forced to do. Vader feels it. The power. It's beyond anything he's encountered. What are you? Luke descends the stairs, one step at a time, his presence growing stronger. I am a Jedi Master, from a future you will never see, because I am here to stop you. Vader attacks. Form V. Gem So. Aggressive. Powerful. The Chosen One unleashed. His blade crashes toward Luke's head. Luke's lightsaber ignites. Green. The hum fills the air. He blocks. One-handed. Effortless. Vader strikes again. Faster. Harder. Augmented by dark side rage. Luke parries every blow. Minimal movement. Perfect economy. He's not fighting. He's grieving. Vader channels the Force. Telekinetic blast. Enough to shatter stone. Luke absorbs it. The energy dissipates harmlessly around him. Vader tries Force choke. His signature technique. Luke doesn't even blink. The attack slides off him like water. Impossible. Vader draws on his fury. His fear. His hatred. Everything Palpatine taught him. He attacks with everything. Spinning slashes. Acrobatic leaps. Pure Sith aggression. Luke meets every strike. His blade flows like water. Form IV. Form V. Seamlessly blended. And he never counterattacks. Vader screams. tries to bring the temple itself down with the Force. Chunks of stone rip free, hurtle toward Luke. Luke catches them mid-air, sets them gently aside. What are you? Luke's eyes fill with tears. I am everything you were meant to become, and I am here to stop you from destroying everything you love. Those words, that voice, something familiar in them. Luke reaches out, not with his hands, with the Force. He touches Vader's mind and shows him everything. Padme dying on Polis Massa. Medical droids helpless. Her last words, there's still good in you. The suit, black, mechanical, sealing Anakin into a walking tomb, breathing through machines, living in agony. Alderaan, exploding, billions of lives snuffed out, Leia's homeworld destroyed, the Death Star, a monument to tyranny, built on the corpses of enslaved species, Luke himself, young, lightning-scarred, screaming as Vader watches the Emperor torture his son to death. And finally, redemption, the mask removed, Anakin Skywalker dying in Luke's arms, finally free, finally forgiven, but only after decades of horror, only after everything was lost. The visions flood Vader's mind. Undeniable, terrible, true. Anakin Skywalker collapses, his lightsaber falls, clatters down the stone steps, the yellow fades from his eyes, blue struggling back, horror replacing rage. He's on his knees, gasping, choking on what he's seen. No, no, Padme. I killed her. I did all of this? Luke kneels beside him. This broken version of his father. Not yet, not here, not while I stand witness. Anakin looks up, sees Luke clearly for the first time. The face, familiar, Padme's features, his own eyes. Who are you? I am Luke Skywalker, your son, and I have come to save you. Anakin's world shatters completely. Luke touches Anakin's forehead, gentle. The Force flows. Sleep now. When you wake, we will talk. And you will choose a different path. Anakin's eyes close. He collapses into Force-induced sleep. Luke catches him, lowers him carefully to the stone. He stands, looks at the immobilized 501st. Commander Apo struggles against the Force hold. The inhibitor chip screaming commands. Kill the Jedi. Complete the mission. But he cannot move. Luke walks among the clones, his presence washing over them. You are not to blame for this. The choice was taken from you. But I will not let you become murderers tonight. He reaches out through the Force, touches Apo, the fifth brother, key officers, puts them to sleep as well. The rest remain conscious but immobilized. Luke turns toward the temple. Inside, he feels hundreds of minds, terrified, confused, under attack from other clone units that penetrated the lower levels. He walks through the doors. Behind him, the 501st lies on the steps, alive, unharmed, but no longer a threat. The invasion has been stopped. Inside the Jedi Temple, chaos. Blaster fire echoes through sacred halls. Clone troopers from other battalions have breached the lower levels. Jedi defenders fight desperately, but they're outnumbered. Overwhelmed, Luke walks through the corridors, his presence like a beacon. Combatants freeze, both sides. The Force radiating from him is too powerful to ignore. A group of clone troopers has cornered a Padawan, 12 years old. Terrified, the clones raise their blasters. Luke gestures, every weapon flies from their hands, fuses together into an inert mass of metal. The clones stand confused, the inhibitor chips screaming, but their weapons are gone. Luke speaks to the Padawan. Run. Find the others. Tell them Sanctuary is coming. The boy flees. Luke continues deeper into the temple. Training hall, South Wing. Sin Dralik fights here. The Battle Master, Chief of Security, second greatest duelist in the Order after Yoda. He defends two of his students, Bene and Y Malro, Padawans barely trained. Against them, 20 clone troopers, Phase 2 armor, DC, 15A blasters. Dralig's blue blade deflects bolt after bolt, but there are too many. He's tiring. A bolt grazes his shoulder. He stumbles. The clones advance, weapons raised for the kill. Luke enters the hall. The Force erupts. Every blaster disintegrates. Not flies away. Disintegrates. Molecules separating. Dust. The clones stop, stare at their empty hands. Luke's voice is gentle but absolute. Leave. Now. Or I will make you leave. The clones hesitate, the chips pushing. But survival instinct is stronger. They run. Sin Dralig lowers his lightsaber, stares at Luke. Who are you? A friend. Where are the younglings? Council Tower. We evacuated them there. But I don't know how long the doors will hold. They will hold. I'll make certain of it. Is Master Shakti alive? In her meditation chamber. I know where it is. Stay here. Protect your students. Help is coming. Meditation Wing. East Tower. Shakti meditates in her private chamber, deep in concentration, unaware that in the original timeline Vader is seconds from killing her. Luke gently disrupts her meditation, a ripple through the Force. Her eyes open, red, Togruta, wise. She feels his presence and gasps. Impossible. Such power. Master T, the temple is under attack. Order 66 has been initiated. I need your help protecting the children. She rises, ignites her lightsaber instantly. Blue blade humming. Where is Master Windu, the council? Luke's expression darkens. Mace Windu is dead, killed by Chancellor Palpatine. Yoda and Obi-Wan are off-world. The council is scattered or dead. Shakti's Leku twitch. Processing. Palpatine. The Chancellor is Darth Sidious, the Sith Lord we've been searching for. He initiated Order 66. The clone army has turned against us, and but you felt my presence. You know I speak truth. Shakti studies him through the Force, sees no deception, only grief, and power beyond measure. What do you need me to do? Gather the survivors. Bring them to the council chamber. I'm going to protect the temple. How? You'll see. Luke walks to the temple's heart, the meditation spire. He kneels, closes his eyes, and extends his consciousness through the entire structure. His presence expands, fills every corridor, every chamber, every stone. The dark side cloud Palpatine has woven over Coruscant for decades meets Luke's light and shatters. Like glass struck by a hammer, the shroud that blinded the Jedi for years dissolves in seconds. Across Coruscant, Force sensitives gasp. Clarity returns. In the Senate office building, Palpatine staggers, feels his masterwork destroyed. Luke continues, pours his power into the temple itself. A force barrier forms, starting at the foundation, spreading upward, outward, an impenetrable wall of light-side energy, encasing the entire temple grounds. Outside, clone units trying to breach find themselves unable to cross. Blaster bolts dissipate. Vehicles bounce off invisible shields. The temple becomes a sanctuary. Inside, the fighting stops. Clone troopers already inside find their weapons failing, their aggression fading. The inhibitor chip's commands weaken. Confronted with such overwhelming light, the programming fractures. Luke opens his eyes. Stands. The barrier holds, sustained by his will. He reaches out through the Force, finds every Jedi mind in the temple, speaks to them simultaneously. A message carried on light-side energy. This is Jedi Master Luke Skywalker. You are safe now. The temple is protected. Gather in the council chamber. I will explain everything. Council chamber. Highest point of the temple. Shakti arrives with survivors. Sin Dralig and his students. Other masters. Knights. Padawans. And the younglings. Nearly 50 of them. Children. Terrified but alive. They stare at Luke. This stranger who saved them. Luke counts. 24 adults, 50 children, so few, but more than the original timeline. He'll take it. Shakti speaks. The clone troopers inside have stopped fighting. Their weapons won't fire. What did you do? I created a barrier. The temple is now sanctuary. Nothing dark can enter. Nothing evil can cross. A Jedi Knight steps forward. How is this possible? Such power is necessary. Against what's coming. Luke walks to the council chamber balcony, looks out over Coruscant. Below, on the temple steps, the 501st remains immobilized, Vader unconscious among them. Beyond, the city glows, the Senate district visible in the distance. And there, Luke feels it. A dark presence, yellow eyes burning with rage. Palpatine, the Sith Lord, has felt everything. The barrier, the shattered shroud. His plan unraveling. Luke speaks quietly, knowing Palpatine can hear through the Force. I'm coming for you, Sidious. But first, I save who I can. He turns back to the gathered Jedi. There is much to explain, and little time. Sit, listen, and prepare for the truth. They sit, children huddled close to adults. Everyone watching Luke, he begins. My name is Luke Skywalker. I am a Jedi Master from 30 years in the future. The Force has sent me here to prevent a catastrophe. Tonight, Chancellor Palpatine revealed himself as Darth Sidious. He killed Mace Windu and 3 other council members. He turned Anakin Skywalker to the dark side, and he activated Order 66. Gasps, denials, horror. Luke continues. Across the galaxy, clone troopers are killing their Jedi generals. Inhibitor chips implanted in their brains force them to obey. They have no choice. The men you fought beside for 3 years are now your executioners. Sindralig stands. This is madness. Palpatine is the Supreme Chancellor. The Republic is dead. Palpatine has declared himself Emperor. The Republic is now the Galactic Empire, and the Jedi Order is branded as traitors. Shaak Ti's voice is steady, controlled. And Anakin Skywalker? You said he was turned? Yes. Palpatine groomed him for years, exploited his fear of losing Padme Amidala, promised him the power to save her from death. Anakin fell, became Darth Vader, led the 501st here to kill everyone in this temple. The younglings whimper. Adults hold them closer. But you stopped him, Shaak Ti says. He lies unconscious on the steps. I showed him the future, what he would become, what he would do. And it broke him. When he wakes, he will be Anakin again, not Vader. A Padawan speaks. Young, brave. If you're from the future, how did we survive? In your timeline. Luke's expression darkens. You didn't. In my timeline, nearly every Jedi died tonight. The younglings were slaughtered. The temple burned. Only a handful survived, and the Empire hunted them for decades. But that future is dead now, because I am here, because I will not let it happen. What do we do? Sindralig asks. We survive. We endure. And when the time comes, we stop Palpatine. How? The hum fills the chamber. I'll show you. Morning comes to Coruscant. Dawn light spills over the city. At the Jedi Temple, the siege has not yet begun, but it's coming. Luke stands in the meditation chamber. Anakin Skywalker lies on a simple mat before him, still unconscious, still restrained by gentle force bonds. Luke has spent the night preparing, coordinating with Shaak Ti, securing the temple, checking the barrier. Now it's time. He releases the force sleep. Anakin's eyes open. Blue. No yellow. The Sith corruption burned away. He sees Luke, remembers everything. Gasps. Tries to rise. The bonds hold. Easy, Luke says. You're safe. You're not a prisoner. But we need to talk. Anakin's voice breaks. The visions. Padme dying. The mask. The Empire. Was it real? Yes. That was the future. If you continued down the path Palpatine set for you. I killed younglings, destroyed the temple, became a monster. Not yet. Not here. I stopped you. Luke releases the bonds. Anakin sits up slowly. Why? Why save me? After what I was about to do, Luke kneels, meets his father's eyes. Because you're my father, and I know what you can become, not Vader. Anakin, the man who loved Padme, who wanted to save lives, who was the best of us. Anakin stares. Your father? You're my son. Yes, your son with Padme. Born 30 years from now, but the Force brought me here, to this moment, to save you both. Tears stream down Anakin's face. I don't deserve saving. I pledged myself to Sidious. I helped him kill Mace Windu. I was going to slaughter children. But you didn't. I stopped you. And now you have a choice. Be Darth Vader, the Emperor's slave, or be Anakin Skywalker, husband and father. Anakin's voice is raw. How can I be Anakin again, after what I've done? Luke helps him stand. Redemption isn't about erasing the past. It's about choosing better going forward. You'll carry this guilt. Good. Let it remind you never to fall again. But the visions. Padme dies in childbirth. I saw it. Palpatine showed me. Palpatine showed you a lie wrapped in truth. Yes, Padme dies in childbirth in my timeline. But not from medical complications. She dies because you choke her on Mustafar. Because you break her heart. Your fear kills her, Anakin. Not fate. Anakin staggers. I killed her. In that timeline. But this isn't that timeline. Here, Padme is alive, safe, and I will make sure she stays that way. How? By you being there for her, trusting her, not giving in to fear. Love doesn't have to lead to suffering. The Jedi Code was wrong about that. Anakin looks at Luke, really looks, sees Padme's face in his features, his own eyes staring back. You're really my son, yes. And Padme? She lives? We have children? Twins. A boy and a girl. Luke and Leia. In the other timeline, you never knew us. We were separated at birth, hidden from you and the Emperor. But here, you'll know us, raise us, love us. Anakin falls to his knees, sobs racking his body. Luke kneels beside him, holds him. It's all right. You're all right. You chose love over fear. That's all that matters. They sit in silence, father and son, out of order, but together. Finally, Anakin speaks. What do I do now? You help me save Padme. You help me stop Palpatine. And then you leave the Jedi Order. Leave? The Order failed you, Anakin. They demanded you suppress your love, deny your emotions. That drove you to Palpatine. You don't need to be a Jedi to be a good man or a good father. And you? What will you do? Finish what I came here for. Make sure the Jedi learn from their mistakes. And then, I go home. Where is home? Luke smiles. Sad. 30 years from now. In a timeline that won't exist anymore. But it's all right. I knew this was one way. Anakin grips Luke's shoulder. Thank you for saving me, for believing in me when I didn't believe in myself. Always, Father. They stand, walk together from the meditation chamber. Outside, Shak Ti waits. She sees Anakin. Her hand moves to her lightsaber. Luke steps between them. Master T, Anakin is with us now. The dark side has been purged. He led the 501st here to kill us. He pledged himself to Sidious. I know, but he was manipulated, groomed, failed by everyone who should have protected him, including this council. Shak Ti's expression hardens. You blame us? I blame a system that forbade love. That demanded emotional suppression. That turned Jedi into monks afraid of their own humanity. Palpatine exploited those failures, and the Order paid the price. You speak heresy. I speak truth, and if you can't hear it, the Jedi will fall again. Silence. Tension. Finally, Shak Ti lowers her hand. What do you propose? We protect the temple, free the clone troopers from their programming. Expose Palpatine, and rebuild the Jedi Order properly. And Anakin? Luke looks at his father. He will help us. And then he will leave with Padme, raise his children far from war. Anakin nods. I renounce my place in the Order. I'm done being a Jedi. I just want to be a husband, a father, a better man. Shak Ti studies them both, reaches out through the Force. She feels truth in Luke, genuine remorse in Anakin. Very well, but the Council will decide your fate when this is over. The Council is scattered or dead, Luke says. Yoda and Obi-Wan are the only members off-world who might survive, and when they return, I will convince them. You're that certain? I am, because I've already changed the future once. I'll do it again. Before Shak Ti can respond, alarms blare. Luke feels it through the Force, a massive disturbance. Outside the temple, military forces are gathering. He walks to the balcony, looks down. The 501st has been moved, alive but still unconscious, secured inside the temple's lower levels. But now, new forces arrive. Gunships. ATT walkers. Thousands of fresh clone troopers, the Coruscant Guard, Senate guards. Every military unit Palpatine can mobilize. They encircle the temple, weapons aimed at the barrier, and descending from a massive Senate transport, flanked by red guards. Emperor Palpatine. His eyes burn yellow, his face twisted with rage. Luke feels it. The dark side presence. Overwhelming. Murderous. Shaq T joins him on the balcony. Is that? Yes. Darth Sidious in the flesh. Anakin stares down at his former master. He's insane. No. He's desperate. His 1,000-year plan just collapsed in one night. This is his last move. Palpatine's voice booms, amplified by speakers, carried across the plaza. Jedi, your treachery is exposed. You attempted to assassinate me. You have conspired against the Republic. Surrender now and I will show mercy. Resist, and you will be exterminated. Luke's hand rests on his lightsaber. He's coming for us. All of us. And he won't stop until we're dead or he is. Shaq T ignites her blade. Then we fight. No, I fight. You protect the younglings. Keep them safe inside the barrier. You cannot face him alone, he's too powerful. Luke looks at her, his eyes ancient, weary, but certain. Master Tai, I have fought Sith Lords, dark side entities, and resurrected emperors. I have walked through the world between worlds. I have learned from Yoda, from Obi-Wan, from Qui-Gon, from Ahsoka, and from the Force itself. I am not the same Jedi you train here. I am what the Order could have been, should have been, and I am ready. He walks toward the temple entrance. Anakin follows. Let me come with you. I owe him pain. No. You stay here. Protect Padme when she arrives. Because she will. She'll come looking for you. Keep her safe. But, Father, Luke's voice is gentle but firm. This is my fight. Trust me. Anakin nods, steps back. Luke descends the stairs. Alone, he reaches the temple doors, takes a breath. Behind him, the surviving Jedi watch. Silent, afraid, hopeful. Luke ignites his lightsaber, green blade humming. He lowers the Force barrier and steps out into the dawn. Below, Palpatine sees him emerge. A single Jedi, alone. The Sith Lord laughs, cold, mocking. So, the Jedi send a lamb to the slaughter. Tell me, boy, what is your name? Stops 20 meters from Palpatine. His voice carries, calm, absolute. My name is Luke Skywalker, and I am here to end you, Darth Sidious. Palpatine's smile vanishes. He reaches out through the Force, sees the truth. This man, this impossible presence. He's from the future. You're the one who ruined everything. Yes. Palpatine's rage erupts. Then I will erase you from existence. He ignites his lightsaber. Red, curved hilt. Charges. Luke stands perfectly still. Green blade humming. The duel begins. Senate office building. Palpatine's office. Hours earlier, the newly declared emperor stands alone. Black robes flowing, yellow eyes burning. He has just addressed the Senate, declared the First Galactic Empire, received thunderous applause. He should be triumphant. Instead, he feels terror, the dark side cloud over Coruscant, his masterwork, woven over decades, shattered, like knife through silk, gone in an instant. The Force is suddenly, blindingly clear. And at the Jedi Temple, a presence, luminous, overwhelming, more powerful than Yoda, more serene than Windu, unlike anything Palpatine has ever felt. He reaches out through the Force, trying to contact Vader, finds nothing. Their bond through the dark side. Cold, silent. Vader should be slaughtering Jedi. The temple should be burning. Instead, nothing. Palpatine extends his senses further, searches, finds Anakin Skywalker, unconscious. Restrained, the dark side corruption burned away. Impossible. I'm possible. His 1,000-year plan, Bane's grand plan, the culmination of Sith revenge, derailed in seconds. He grips his desk. The wood cracks under his fingers. Someone has interfered. Someone powerful enough to undo everything. But who? He reaches out again, toward the temple, touches that luminous presence, and recoils. Pure light side energy, concentrated beyond measure. It burns to even sense it. Palpatine staggers. For the first time in decades, he feels genuine fear, not concern, not irritation. Fear, his comlink chimes. A clone commander. My lord. The 501st is not responding. Commander Appo's last transmission was cut off. The temple assault has stalled. Send reinforcements. The Coruscant Guard. Senate guards. Every unit on Coruscant. Surround the temple. Prepare siege weapons. Yes, my lord. Palpatine deactivates the comm. Stands alone. This is not part of the plan. This cannot be happening. But it is, and if he does not act quickly, everything he has built will collapse. He makes a decision. He will go to the temple himself, confront this presence, destroy it, and restore order to his empire. Across the galaxy. Utapau. Obi-Wan Kenobi hides in the shadows of the sinkhole. Commander Cody's troops hunt for him. Order 66 was executed. His battalion turned on him, tried to kill him, but he survived. Barely. Now he hides. Planning escape. Trying to understand. Suddenly, he feels it. The dark side cloud. The shroud that has blinded the Jedi for years. Shattering. Light flooding in. Clarity returning. And from Coruscant, a presence. Massive, familiar somehow, yet unknown. Obi-Wan closes his eyes, reaches out through the Force. He sees flashes. The temple, standing. Protected. A barrier of light. And a figure. Bearded. Older. Wielding a green lightsaber. Fighting Vader. No. Not fighting. Stopping him. The vision fades. Obi-Wan's eyes snap open. What in the Force was that? He must return to Coruscant. Immediately. He moves through the shadows. Finds his starfighter. Climbs in. Activates the engines. Punches coordinates. Hyperspace jump. Kashyyyk. Wookiee Tree Cities. Yoda stands on a wooden platform. Clone troopers surround him. Moments ago they turned. Tried to kill him. He cut them down. Survived. Now he plans escape. Chewbacca and Tarful will help. But something stops him. The Force. Screaming. The darkness over Coruscant. Gone. Annihilated. And in its place light. Blinding, pure. Yoda's ears flatten. His ancient eyes wide. Impossible this is. A disturbance. But not of darkness. Of light. Powerful beyond measure. Chewbacca growls a question. Yoda's voice is quiet. Awed. To Coruscant we must return. Quickly. Something has happened. Something unprecedented. Coruscant Senate District. Senator Bail Organa stands in his office. Watching news feeds. Palpatine has declared himself emperor. The Republic is dead. The Jedi branded traitors. He feels sick. Then his sensors detect massive energy fluctuations. From the Jedi Temple. A force barrier, unlike anything in recorded history. Bail makes a decision. He will investigate. See if any Jedi survived. He boards his ship, the Tantive 3, plots a course toward the Temple District. Whatever is happening there, he needs to witness it. The galaxy is changing, and Bail Organa will not stand idle. Senate office building, landing platform. Palpatine boards his personal transport. Red guards flank him. Behind them, assault gunships, ATT walkers, thousands of clone troopers, the Coruscant Guard, the Senate guards, every loyal military asset on Coruscant, all mobilized, all aimed at the Jedi Temple. Palpatine's voice is cold, absolute. The Jedi have committed treason. They attempted to assassinate me. They conspired against the Republic. We will bring them to justice. Or we will bring them death. The fleet launches. Massive, overwhelming, unstoppable. Or so Palpatine believes. Inside the temple. Meditation chamber. Hours have passed since Luke put Anakin to sleep. The survivors are secured. The younglings safe. The barrier holds. Now Luke must finish what he started. He kneels beside Anakin, reaches out through the Force, touches his father's mind gently, carefully. Palpatine's corruption runs deep. Years of manipulation, grooming, psychological poison. Luke begins the work. He doesn't rip the darkness out. That would break Anakin's mind. Instead, he illuminates it. Shows Anakin every lie Palpatine told. The vision of Padme dying. A manipulation, a fear made manifest. The promise of power to save her. A trap. Power without wisdom leads only to destruction. The claim that the Jedi betrayed him. A distortion. The Council failed him, yes, but they didn't betray him. Luke works through each thread, each hook Palpatine planted in Anakin's psyche. It takes hours. Finally, he releases the Force sleep. Anakin's eyes open, blue, clear, the yellow completely gone. He sees Luke, remembers, gasps, tries to sit up. The visions. Padme. The mask. The Empire. It was real. Yes, that was your future. If you stayed on Palpatine's path. Anakin's hands shake. I pledged myself to him. I called him Master. I was going to kill children. But you didn't. I stopped you before any blood was shed. Why? Anakin's voice breaks. Why save me? I don't deserve it. Luke helps him sit up. Releases the Force restraints completely. Because you're my father. And because I've spent my entire life knowing what you became. The monster. The servant of darkness. But I also know what you were. And what you can be. I can't be that man anymore. Not after this. You can. You must. Because Padme needs you. Your children need you. Anakin looks up. Tears streaming. Children? Padme is pregnant. But you said twins. Yes. Luke and Leia. Born on Polis Massa in my timeline. Separated at birth. Hidden from you and the Emperor. I was raised on Tatooine by your stepbrother Owen. Leia on Alderaan by Senator Organa. You never knew me? Not until I was 19, and by then you were Darth Vader, encased in the black suit, more machine than man, a servant of the Empire. Anakin flinches. And Padme? She died. Moments after giving birth, the medical droid said she lost the will to live. But I know the truth. You broke her heart on Mustafar. You choked her in your rage, and that killed her as surely as any blade. No, no, I would never. You did. Because Palpatine convinced you she betrayed you, that Obi-Wan turned her against you, and in your fury you nearly killed her. Anakin doubles over, sobbing. I killed her. I killed Padme. In that timeline. But this isn't that timeline. Here, you haven't touched her. She's alive, safe, and I will make sure she stays that way. For what I was going to do, because I learned something the Jedi Council never understood. Fear isn't the path to the dark side. Fear is human. What matters is what you do with it. Anakin looks at Luke, sees his mother's face in his features, his own eyes staring back. You're really my son. Yes. Tell me about her. Padme. In your timeline. What was she like? Luke smiles. Sad. Bittersweet. I never met her. She died before I could know her. But Leia? Leia remembered. She said our mother was beautiful, sad, kind, that she died of a broken heart but never stopped believing there was good in you. She believed in me, even after everything? Always. Even as she died, her last words were, there's still good in you. She never stopped loving you, Anakin. And that love, it saved you in the end. How? Years later, when the Emperor was torturing me, killing me with lightning, you watched, and you made a choice. You threw Palpatine down the reactor shaft, killed him, saved me, and died free. Anakin's voice is a whisper. I redeemed myself. But only after decades of horror, only after the galaxy burned, only after everything was lost. I don't want that for you, Father. I want you to choose redemption now. Before the darkness takes everything, Anakin stands, shaking, but determined. What do I do? You renounce Palpatine, publicly, completely. You stay with Padme, protect her. When the twins are born, you raise them, love them, be the father I never had. Or they'll answer to me, you're done being a Jedi, Anakin. You're going to be something better. A husband, a father, a good man. Anakin looks at his hands, remembers the yellow eyes, the dark side corruption. I don't know if I can. You already have. You chose love over fear. That's all that matters. They stand in silence. Finally, Anakin speaks. There's something I need to tell you. About Padme. About why I fell. I know. You had visions of her dying in childbirth. More than that. I've been having them for weeks. Every night. I see her screaming. Dying. And I can't save her. The Jedi Council told me to let go. To accept death as part of life. But I couldn't. I can't. You shouldn't have to let go of the people you love. But the answer isn't Sith power. It's trust. Trust in Padme. Trust in the Force. Trust that love is stronger than death. But the visions were self-fulfilling prophecies. Palpatine planted them in your mind, used the Force to show you your worst fear, then offered a solution that guaranteed that fear would come true. It's a classic Sith manipulation. Anakin's eyes widen. He created the visions, or at minimum he amplified them, used your natural Force sensitivity against you, made you see the future he wanted, not the one that had to be. Then Padme won't die. Not if you stay away from the dark side. Not if you trust her. The medical droids in my timeline said she was perfectly healthy. She died because she lost the will to live. Because you broke her heart. As long as you don't do that, she'll survive. Anakin's relief is palpable. Thank you for telling me, for saving me. Thank you for being the man who can be saved. They embrace father and son. The order reversed. But the love real. When they separate, Anakin's expression hardens. Palpatine. He did this to me, groomed me, manipulated me, used me. Yes, I want to face him, make him pay for what he's done. You will. But not today. Today you protect Padme. Because she's coming. How do you know? Because I know her. She felt the darkness, felt you in danger. She'll come to the temple looking for you, and when she does, you need to be there, whole, healed, ready to be her husband again. Anakin nods. And Palpatine? Luke's expression is stone. I'll handle Sidious. That's why I'm here. You can't face him alone. I won't be alone. Master Yoda and Obi-Wan are coming. I've felt them in the Force. But even if I were alone, Father, I've defeated Sith Lords before. Palpatine is powerful. But I am more powerful, and unlike the Jedi of this era, I am not afraid to do what must be done. Outside, Shak Ti waits, her expression guarded. She sees Anakin. Her hand moves toward her lightsaber. Luke steps between them. Master T, Anakin is with us now. The dark side has been purged. He led the 501st here to kill us. He was manipulated. Failed by everyone who should have protected him. Shak Ti's Leku twitch. You blame the Council. I blame a system that forbade love, that demanded Jedi suppress their emotions, that turned you into monks afraid of your own humanity. Palpatine exploited those failures, and the Order paid the price. This is heresy. This is truth. The Jedi Code is flawed. Attachment isn't weakness. Love isn't the path to the dark side. Fear of love is. And that fear destroyed this order. You speak as though you have authority to judge us. I speak as someone who has seen the consequences of your choices. In my timeline, the Jedi Order is extinct. Every master, every knight, every Padawan, dead. Because you were too rigid to adapt, too afraid to change. Silence. Shak Ti looks at Anakin, then at Luke. What do you propose? We expose Palpatine, we free the clone troopers, and we rebuild the Jedi Order, properly. By allowing attachment, by allowing Jedi to be human, to love, to have families, to understand that emotion isn't the enemy. Denying emotion is. Anakin speaks, his voice quiet but firm. Master Tai, I know you have no reason to trust me. I betrayed the Order. I nearly destroyed everything. But Luke saved me, showed me the monster I was becoming, and I swear to you, I will spend the rest of my life atoning. Shak Ti studies him through the Force, sees genuine remorse, no deception. Finally, she lowers her hand from her lightsaber. Very well. But when Masters Yoda and Kenobi return, they will decide your fate. I accept that, Anakin says. Luke nods. Thank you, Master Tai. Now we need to prepare. Palpatine is coming, and he's bringing an army. Padme's apartment. Senate District, hours after Order 66. Padme Amidala stands at her window, staring out at Coruscant. The city burns. Smoke rises from distant fires. Palpatine has declared himself emperor. The Jedi branded traitors, and Anakin, her husband, the father of her unborn child, missing. She's tried to contact him. No response. His comlink dead. She knows he went to the Senate to report Palpatine's identity as a Sith Lord. But that was hours ago, before Mace Windu died, before the Empire was born. Now, nothing. C-3PO enters, flustered as always. Mistress Padme. The news feeds are saying terrible things. The Jedi attempted to assassinate the Chancellor. The clone army has been ordered to. I know, 3PO. I've been watching. What should we do? Padme places a hand on her pregnant belly, feels the twins kicking. She doesn't know they're twins, but she feels them, strong, alive. We go to the Jedi Temple. The temple, but the news says it's under siege. There are military forces surrounding it. Exactly, which means Anakin might be there, and I need to find him. She grabs her cloak, heads for the door. C-3PO and R2-D2 follow, protesting, worried. But Padme is determined. Her husband is in danger, and she will find him. Outside the temple, the siege, gunships circle, AT walkers position themselves, thousands of clone troopers form perimeters. Palpatine's transport lands. The Emperor emerges, red guards flanking him. He surveys the temple. Feels the force barrier. Impossible. Such power. He ignites his lightsaber. Red, curved hilt. Addresses the temple through amplified speakers. Jedi, your treachery is exposed. You conspired to overthrow the Republic. Surrender now, and I will show mercy. Resist, and you will be exterminated. Inside the temple, Luke feels it. Palpatine's presence. Dark, overwhelming, murderous. He walks to the balcony, looks down at the siege forces. Shakti joins him. Is that? Darth Sidious, in the flesh. He looks insane. He's desperate. His plan collapsed in one night. This is his last move. Luke's hand rests on his lightsaber. He's coming for us, and he won't stop until we're dead or he is. Shakti ignites her blade. Then we fight. I fight. You stay here. Protect the younglings. You cannot face him alone. He destroyed Master Windu and 3 others. Luke looks at her, his eyes ancient. Certain. Master Tai. I've fought Sith Lords, dark side entities, and resurrected emperors. I've walked through the world between worlds. I've learned from every Jedi Master worth learning from, and I am not afraid. He turns to Anakin. Stay here. Padme is coming. I felt her in the Force. She's on her way. When she arrives, keep her safe. Inside the barrier. Promise me. Anakin grips Luke's shoulder. I promise. But Luke, be careful. Sidious is more powerful than you know. I know exactly how powerful he is. I've studied him for 30 years. I know his techniques, his weaknesses, his arrogance, and I will use all of it against him. Luke walks toward the entrance, descends the stairs. He reaches the temple doors, takes a breath, ignites his lightsaber, green blade humming, lowers the force barrier, steps out into the dawn. Padme's speeder approaches the temple district. She sees the military forces, the siege, the Emperor's transport. Fear grips her, but she doesn't turn back. She lands her speeder at the outer perimeter, climbs out. Clone troopers immediately approach, weapons raised. Senator Amidala, this is a restricted zone. By order of the Emperor, you must leave immediately. I'm looking for Anakin Skywalker, Jedi Knight. Have you seen him? All Jedi are enemies of the state. If you have information about his whereabouts, I have no information. I just need to find him. The troopers exchange glances. Their inhibitor chips push them to detain her, question her. But she's a senator, heavily pregnant. Unarmed. Ma'am, for your own safety you need to leave. The situation here is volatile. Padme looks past them, toward the temple. She feels it through the Force. Not trained, but Force-sensitive enough. Anakin is there. Alive, changed somehow. But alive. I'm not leaving. Before the troopers can respond, a voice calls out, Senator Amidala. Bail Organa approaches. His ship landed nearby. Bail, what are you doing here? I could ask you the same thing. This is dangerous. Palpatine has declared martial law. The Jedi are being hunted. Anakin is in there. I can feel it. I need to reach him. Bail looks at the temple, at the military forces, at the impossible situation. Then he makes a decision. Come with me. We'll find another way in. They move through the perimeter, avoiding patrols, using Bail's senatorial credentials to bypass checkpoints. Finally, they reach a side entrance, service tunnels that lead into the temple's lower levels. Padme and Bail enter, C-3PO and R2-D2 following. Inside, they find themselves in a storage area, dimly lit. And there, waiting, Anakin Skywalker. He must have felt her coming, used the Force to sense her arrival. Padme. She runs to him, embraces him, relief flooding through her. Anakin. I was so worried. I thought you were dead. I thought, I'm alive. I'm safe. And I'm so sorry. She pulls back, looks at him, sees something different. His eyes. Blue. Clear. No darkness. What happened? The news says the Jedi tried to kill Palpatine, that the Order committed treason. It's a lie. All of it. Palpatine is Darth Sidious, the Sith Lord we've been searching for. He orchestrated the entire war, turned the clone army against us, tried to turn me. Tried? Anakin takes her hands. I almost fell, Padme. I pledged myself to him. I was going to do terrible things, but someone stopped me, saved me. Who? A voice from the shadows. I did. Luke emerges. Green lightsaber deactivated, clipped to his belt. Padme sees him. An older man, bearded, kind eyes. But something about him feels familiar. Who are you? Luke steps forward, smiles gently. My name is Luke Skywalker. I'm your son. From the future. Padme's hand goes to her pregnant belly. My son? But I'm only... You're carrying twins, a boy and a girl, Luke and Leia. In another timeline, I never knew you. You died shortly after giving birth. But here, I've come to make sure that doesn't happen. Tears stream down Padme's face. I don't understand. How is this possible? The Force brought me here, to this moment, to save my father from falling, and to save you from dying. Padme looks at Anakin, then at Luke. She sees it now. Anakin's eyes, her own features. This man is telling the truth. She steps forward, hesitant, then embraces Luke. My son. You're my son. Luke holds her. This moment he's dreamed of his entire life. Meeting his mother, feeling her warmth, her love. Yes, and I've missed you every day of my life. They hold each other, Padme weeping. Luke's eyes wet. Finally, they separate. Padme wipes her tears. You said I died, how? Luke's voice is gentle. You lost the will to live. Because Anakin fell to the dark side. Because he broke your heart on Mustafar. But that won't happen here. Because he's chosen a different path. Mustafar? What would I be doing on? Looking for him. Trying to save him. But arriving too late. Here, you don't need to save him. He's already saved. Anakin speaks. Luke showed me the future. What I would become. Darth Vader. A monster. The Emperor's slave. I saw myself kill younglings, destroy the temple, hunt down the surviving Jedi. Padme's hand covers her mouth. No, Anakin, you would never. I almost did. I was seconds away. But Luke stopped me. And now I'm choosing us. You, our children, a life away from the Jedi, away from the war. Away from the Jedi? But you're a Jedi Knight. The Council. The Council failed me, Anakin says firmly. They demanded I suppress my love for you, deny my emotions. And that pushed me toward Palpatine. I'm done with them. I want to be a husband, a father. Nothing more. Padme looks at Luke. And you? What will you do? I'm going to stop Palpatine, end the Sith, and make sure the Jedi Order learns from its mistakes. Alone? No. Masters Yoda and Kenobi are coming. But the final confrontation will be mine. Bail Organa, silent until now, speaks. You're planning to assassinate the Emperor. I'm planning to execute a Sith Lord. Publicly. So the entire galaxy sees what he is. That's incredibly dangerous. Yes, but necessary. Luke turns back to Padme, places his hands gently on her belly, channels the Force, protective energy flowing into her, into the twins. You're safe now. I've placed a ward around you. Dark side influence cannot touch you. Physical harm will be deflected. You and the children are protected. Padme feels it, warmth spreading through her. Strength. Thank you. For everything. For saving Anakin. For coming back. Luke kisses her forehead. I love you, Mother. I wish I could have said that in my timeline. But I'm saying it now. I love you too. Even though I've just met you, I feel it. The connection. You're my son. Luke steps back, looks at Anakin and Padme together. His family. Whole. Alive. Safe. Everything he never had. Stay here. Inside the temple. The barrier will protect you. When this is over, leave Coruscant. Go to Naboo. Or Alderaan. Somewhere quiet. Raise Luke and Leia in peace. Anakin nods. We will. I promise. Luke turns, walks back toward the temple entrance. Behind him, Padme and Anakin hold each other. Their future uncertain, but together. And that's enough. Luke reaches the temple steps, feels Palpatine's dark presence below. The Emperor is calling for him, demanding the Jedi surrender. Luke ignites his lightsaber, green blade blazing, descends the stairs, alone, ready. The final battle approaches. Hours later, Temple District, Coruscant. The siege continues. Palpatine's forces encircle the temple, waiting. A ship descends through Coruscant's skylanes. The Tentive 3, Bail Organa's diplomatic vessel. But Bail isn't piloting. The ship lands at the outer perimeter. The ramp extends. Obi-Wan Kenobi emerges, battered, exhausted, but alive. Behind him, Grandmaster Yoda, small, ancient, leaning on his gimmer stick. Clone troopers immediately raise weapons. Halt! Identify yourselves. Obi-Wan raises his hands. I am Jedi Master Obi-Wan Kenobi. This is Grandmaster Yoda. We request passage to the temple. The troopers don't lower their weapons. Inhibitor chips screaming. Kill the Jedi. But these clones are Coruscant Guard, not 501st. Their programming is fractionally weaker. One trooper activates his comm. Command, we have 2 Jedi at checkpoint 7, requesting orders. The response comes immediately. Palpatine's voice. Cold. Kill them. The troopers raise blasters. Yoda moves. His lightsaber ignites. Green. Small hilt. He leaps. Faster than the eye can follow. Disarms 3 troopers in one spinning arc. Lands. Force pushes the rest back. Non-lethal. Precise. Controlled. Obi-Wan ignites his own blade. Blue. Joins Yoda. Together, they disable the checkpoint. Troopers unconscious but alive. The temple, Obi-Wan says, we need to reach it. Feel it. I do. The barrier, powerful beyond measure. And inside, Yoda's ears twitch. He senses something impossible. A presence. Luminous. Strong. Familiar yet unknown. They move toward the temple, avoiding patrols, using the Force to cloud minds, slip past sensors. Finally, they reach the temple steps. The Force barrier shimmers ahead, invisible but tangible. Obi-Wan reaches out, touches it. I've never felt anything like this. The power required to sustain such a barrier. One individual this is, not many. One. They approach the barrier. It parts for them, recognizes them as Jedi. They pass through, enter the temple grounds, and stop. The 501st lies on the steps. Hundreds of clone troopers, unconscious, unharmed. Anakin Skywalker sits among them, alive, whole, eyes blue. Obi-Wan's hand moves to his lightsaber. Anakin, non-threatening. Master, I know what you're thinking, but I'm not your enemy. Not anymore. You led the 501st here to slaughter the Jedi. I was going to, but someone stopped me, saved me. A voice from the temple entrance. He speaks truth, Master Kenobi. Luke emerges, green lightsaber deactivated, clipped to his belt. Obi-Wan and Yoda stare. The presence, the luminous being they felt. It's him. Yoda's eyes widen. Strong in the Force you are, stronger than any I have known. Luke descends the steps, stops before them. Grandmaster Yoda, Master Kenobi. It's an honor to finally meet you. Or meet you again. Time is complicated. Obi-Wan's blade remains ignited. Who are you? My name is Luke Skywalker. I am Anakin's son, and I am a Jedi Master from 30 years in the future. Silence. Obi-Wan looks at Anakin, then at Luke. The resemblance is undeniable. Anakin's eyes. Padmé's features. That's impossible. No, just improbable. The Force brought me here, to this moment, to prevent a catastrophe. Yoda hobbles forward, studies Luke through the Force, sees truth, no deception, only grief, and purpose. Believe him. I do. Impossible to fake, such presence is. Obi-Wan lowers his blade slowly. What catastrophe? Order 66. The fall of the Jedi. The rise of the Empire. Darth Vader. All of it. Vader? Luke looks at Anakin. What I would have become. What Palpatine tried to make me. Obi-Wan's voice is tight. And Palpatine? You know he's Darth Sidious. Yes, I know. In my timeline he succeeded. Destroyed the Jedi Order, ruled the galaxy for decades. But here, I've stopped him. Stopped him? He's declared himself emperor. The clone army has turned against us. The Senate supports him. For now. But that will change. Come inside. I'll explain everything. They enter the temple. Council chamber. The survivors gather. Shak Ti. Sindralig. 24 masters and knights. 50 younglings. They see Yoda and Obi-Wan. Relief floods the room. Yoda's presence is a balm. Steady, ancient, wise. But even Yoda feels small next to Luke's luminosity. They sit. Luke stands before them. Masters, Padawans, younglings, I know you're confused, afraid. But you're safe now, and I will explain everything. He tells them. Palpatine's identity. The grooming of Anakin. The inhibitor chips. Order 66. The Temple Massacre. The Empire. Vader. The Death Star. The Rebellion. His own journey. Training with Yoda and Obi-Wan on Dagobah, and as a Force ghost. The redemption of Vader. The fall of the Emperor. And finally, the Force bringing him here. Manifesting him physically. Giving him the chance to change everything. When he finishes, silence. Then Obi-Wan speaks. Anakin, is this true? You pledged yourself to Palpatine? Anakin nods. Yes, he promised me the power to save Padme. I was desperate, afraid, and he exploited that fear. And you helped him kill Mace Windu? Yes. Anakin's voice breaks. I cut off his hand, and Palpatine threw him from the window. I am responsible for his death. Obi-Wan stands, walks to Anakin. For a moment they stare at each other. Then Obi-Wan embraces him. You were my brother, Anakin, and you still are. I failed you. The Council failed you. We should have seen what Palpatine was doing. But we were blind. Anakin holds his former master, weeping. I'm sorry. For everything. For betraying you. For almost destroying it all. You didn't. Luke saved you. And now we save everyone else. They separate. Yoda hobbles to Luke. Looks up at him. A question I have. In your timeline trained you, I did? Yes. On Dagobah. You were in exile, hiding from the Empire. But you taught me, showed me the Force, made me a Jedi. And learned. What did you, most important? Luke smiles. Sad. That size matters not. That the Force is my ally and that I must not give in to fear or anger. But I also learned something you didn't teach. What? That love is not weakness. That attachment can be strength. That the Jedi Code, as it exists now, is flawed. The chamber goes silent. Yoda's ears lower. Speak heresy, you do. I speak truth. The Jedi Order forbade attachment. Demanded emotional suppression, and that weakness allowed Palpatine to succeed. Anakin fell because he was afraid of losing Padme, and instead of helping him process that fear, the Council told him to let go, to accept loss. That drove him to the dark side. Obi-Wan steps forward. Luke, the code exists for a reason. Attachment leads to fear. Fear leads to... I know the litany, but it's wrong. Attachment doesn't lead to the dark side. The inability to process attachment does. Love doesn't make us weak. Denying love makes us vulnerable. What do you propose that we abandon the code? I propose you reform it. Allow Jedi to have families, to love, to experience the full range of human emotion. Train them to master those emotions, not suppress them. Create an order that serves the galaxy because it understands the galaxy, not one that isolates itself. Yoda is silent, thinking. Finally, difficult what you suggest is, millennia of tradition, you would overturn. I'm not asking you to abandon the light side. I'm asking you to embrace what makes the light side powerful. Compassion, love, hope. You can't have those without attachment. Sindralig speaks. And if we refuse, Luke's voice is gentle but firm, then you will fail again. Maybe not today, maybe not for years, but eventually, the same weaknesses will be exploited, and the Jedi will fall. Yoda closes his eyes, reaches deep into the Force, sees the future, possibilities branching, paths diverging. In one path, the old code maintained, the Jedi surviving but stagnant, eventually falling to new threats. In another, the code reformed, the Jedi evolving, stronger, more resilient, lasting. He opens his eyes. Right, you are. Painful to admit, but true. Reform, the Order must. Learn from our failures, we will. Obi-Wan looks at his old master. Shocked. Master Yoda, you can't be serious. Serious I am. Lived 900 years I have. Seen much, but learned more from this boy in minutes than in decades. Wise he is. Listen, we should. Luke bows. Thank you, Master. Thank me, do not. Prove yourself. You must. Palpatine still lives. The Empire still rises. Stop him, we must. How? I challenge him. Publicly. Force him to reveal his true nature. And then I execute him. Alone, if necessary. But I would welcome your aid. Yoda nods. Stand with you, I will. And you, Obi-Wan? Obi-Wan looks at Luke, at Anakin, at the survivors. Yes, we end this. Together. Luke smiles. Then let's finish what we started. Outside the temple, the siege, Palpatine stands before his assembled forces. Thousands of clone troopers, gunships, walkers. His patience has ended. Bring me the siege cannons. I want the temple brought down, stone by stone if necessary. My lord, Commander Thayer of the Coruscant Guard speaks. The temple is a cultural monument. Destroying it is necessary. The Jedi have fortified themselves inside. We will not negotiate. We will not wait. We will obliterate them. The siege cannons are brought forward, massive artillery, designed to crack planetary defenses. They aim at the temple. Palpatine raises his hand. Fire. The cannons roar. Massive energy bolts slam into the Force barrier. The barrier shimmers. Holds. Again. More shots. The barrier flickers but doesn't break. Palpatine's rage intensifies. He unleashes Force lightning. Purple-black energy arcs from his fingers, strikes the barrier. The barrier absorbs it, dissipates the energy harmlessly. Impossible. Inside the temple, Luke feels the attacks. The barrier strains under the assault, but it holds. Sustained by his will, he stands. It's time. Yoda, ready you are. I've been ready for 30 years. Obi-Wan and Yoda follow. Shakti, we should come with you. All of us. No, this confrontation needs to be witnessed, but only by those who can testify. 3 Jedi Masters. No more. The rest of you stay here. Protect the younglings. If we fail, flee, scatter across the galaxy, survive. Sindralig bows. May the Force be with you, and with you all. Luke, Yoda, and Obi-Wan descend the temple steps. Anakin watches from the balcony, Padme beside him, Bail Organa nearby. He's going to fight Sidious, Anakin says quietly. Padme grips his hand. Will he win? He has to. He's our son, And if anyone can stop Palpatine, it's him. The three Jedi reach the bottom of the steps. Luke lowers the Force barrier completely. They step out into the siege. Thousands of clone troopers aim weapons at them. Palpatine stands at the center, red guards flanking, his yellow eyes burning. He sees Luke, Yoda, Obi-Wan. So, the Jedi finally emerge, three masters against an army. You are outmatched. Luke's voice carries, amplified by the Force so every clone, every trooper, every person watching via holofade can hear. We are not here to fight your army, Sidious. We are here to fight you. Palpatine's smile is venomous. You know my name. How? Interesting. But it changes nothing. I am the Supreme Chancellor, the Emperor. You are traitors who attempted to assassinate me. You are a Sith Lord. Darth Sidious. You orchestrated the Clone Wars, manipulated both sides, created the clone army to destroy the Jedi, and you murdered Mace Windu and 3 other council members when they discovered the truth. Gasps ripple through the assembled forces. Palpatine's expression darkens. Lies. Jedi lies. Luke continues, you groomed Anakin Skywalker for years, exploited his fear of losing his wife, turned him to the dark side, made him believe the Jedi were his enemies, all to create your empire. Prove it. Luke reaches into his robes, pulls out a recording device, plays it. Palpatine's voice fills the plaza. From hours ago, in his office. The Jedi are traitors. They must be eliminated. Every single one. Order 66 will cleanse the galaxy of their corruption. Then another recording. Older. Palpatine speaking with Count Dooku. The war proceeds as planned. Both sides dance to our tune. Soon, the Republic will beg for an emperor, and I will give them one. Palpatine's face twists with rage. Those recordings are fabricated. Jedi tricks. Yoda hobbles forward. Tricks. They are not. The truth. They speak. A Sith Lord you are. And end you we must. Palpatine ignites his lightsaber. Red. Curved hilt. Then come, Grandmaster. Let us see if your 900 years have taught you anything. Yoda ignites his own blade. Green. Obi-Wan follows. Blue. Luke last. Green. 3 Jedi. Blades humming. Facing the most powerful Sith Lord in 1,000 years. The clone troopers watch. Confused. The inhibitor chip screaming commands, but doubt creeping in. Palpatine charges. Palpatine attacks with everything. Form 7. Juyo. Unpredictable. Aggressive. Acrobatic. His blade is a blur of crimson light. He strikes at Yoda. The ancient master blocks. Spins. Counters. Palpatine redirects to Obi-Wan. The younger master parries. Soresu. Perfect defense. Then Luke. The Grandmaster meets the blade. Effortless. Calm, 3 against 1. But Palpatine is no ordinary Sith. He unleashes Force lightning. Massive discharge. Yoda absorbs it with his blade. Obi-Wan deflects. Luke catches it and redirects it into the ground. Palpatine snarls. Tries telekinesis. Rips chunks of stone from the plaza. Hurls them. The 3 Jedi scatter. The stones crash harmlessly. They regroup. Attack in coordination. Yoda high. Obi-Wan middle. Luke low. Palpatine blocks all 3. His speed inhuman. You cannot defeat me. I am the culmination of 1,000 years of Sith mastery. Luke's voice is calm, and we are the hope you tried to extinguish. He presses forward. Form V. Gem So. Aggressive but controlled. Palpatine meets him. Their blades lock. Palpatine's yellow eyes burn into Luke's. You're from the future. I can feel it. You've seen timelines I cannot touch, but you made a mistake coming here, because now I will erase you. You're welcome to try. Luke breaks the lock. Spins. His blade cuts through Palpatine's defenses. Shallow slash across the Sith Lord's shoulder. First blood. Palpatine screams. Not in pain. In rage. He unleashes his full power. Force storm. Dark side energy erupting in all directions. Yoda and Obi-Wan are thrown back, slammed into the plaza stones. Luke stands firm, creates a force shield. The storm breaks around him. Is that all you have? Palpatine's face contorts. You dare mock me. He channels everything, every technique, every dark side power. Force lightning, multiple streams, enough to kill a platoon. Luke walks through it. His lightsaber absorbs the lightning. His force barrier deflects it. He advances step by step, utterly unfazed. The clone troopers watch in awe. The Senate, watching via holofeed, sees it all. Palpatine staggers back. Impossible. Impossible. No. Inevitable. Luke strikes. One perfect blow. Form V. Shi'an technique. Palpatine's lightsaber flies from his hand, tumbles across the plaza. The Emperor stands disarmed, defenseless, Luke's blade at his throat. Yoda and Obi-Wan rise, battered but alive. They join Luke. 3 lightsabers pointed at Palpatine. The Sith Lord looks at them, at the clone troopers watching, at the holofade broadcasting across the galaxy. He knows. He's lost. You won't kill me. You're Jedi, you don't execute prisoners. Luke's voice is ice. You're right, the Jedi of this era wouldn't. But I'm not from this era. I've seen what you become, what you do, and I will not let it happen. He raises his voice, amplified by the Force, so everyone can hear. Sheev Palpatine, Darth Sidious, Dark Lord of the Sith, for your crimes against the Republic, the Jedi Order, and the galaxy itself, I execute you. Palpatine tries one last time, summons dark side power, reaches for his lightsaber through the Force. Luke cuts him down. One clean stroke, precise, final. The lightsaber severs Palpatine's head from his body. The Emperor falls, the dark side presence that has choked Coruscant for decades vanishes. The Force is clear, bright, free, silence. Then, slowly, something happens. Clone troopers across the plaza lower their weapons. The inhibitor chip's commands weaken. Without Palpatine's will reinforcing them, the programming fractures. One clone removes his helmet, then another. Then dozens. They look at each other, confused, horrified, remembering what they did. Across the galaxy, the same thing happens. On Utapau, on Kashyyyk, on Felucia, on every world where Order 66 was enacted. The clones stop. The programming breaks. Jedi who survived the initial assault find themselves no longer hunted. In the Senate chamber, chaos erupts. Some senators cheer. Others flee. The Empire, barely born, collapses. Bail Organa stands, shouts for order. The Emperor is dead. Palpatine was a Sith Lord. The Jedi have saved the Republic. We must restore democratic rule immediately. Mon Mothma joins him. I call for an emergency session. We must dissolve the Empire before it can take root. The Senate descends into debate. But the tide has turned. On the temple steps, Luke deactivates his lightsaber, looks down at Palpatine's corpse. Feels nothing. No triumph. No satisfaction. Just weariness. Yoda approaches, places a hand on Luke's arm. Done well you have. Saved the galaxy you did. We saved it. Together. Obi-Wan joins them. What happens now? Sees Anakin and Padme watching from the balcony. Now, we heal, we rebuild, and we learn from our mistakes. 3 days later, Jedi Temple, Council Chamber, the surviving Jedi have gathered. More have arrived from across the galaxy. Masters who survived Order 66, knights who escaped, Padawans who hid. In total, maybe 100 Jedi, a fraction of what the Order was. But alive, Yoda sits in the council chamber. Obi-Wan beside him, Shak Ti, Plo Koon, Ki-Adi Mundi, other masters who survived. Luke stands before them, Anakin at his side. Yoda speaks. Much to discuss we have. The Order, the Republic, the future. First, Obi-Wan says, the inhibitor chips, we've exposed them. The Senate has authorized emergency removal surgeries. Clone medics across the galaxy are performing the procedures. The troopers will be freed. Shak Ti and the Republic, Bail Organa and Mon Mothma, are leading the restoration. Palpatine's emergency powers have been revoked. The Senate is drafting a new constitution. The Clone Wars are ending through negotiation. The Separatist Council, leaderless, is suing for peace. Yoda nods. Good news this is. But the Jedi Order. Difficult questions we face. He looks at Luke. Proposed reforms you have. Speak now. Luke steps forward. The Jedi Code must change, not abandoned, reformed. Allow Jedi to have families, to love, to experience emotion without fear. Train them to master those emotions, not suppress them. Kiadi mundi objects. This is heresy. The Code has guided us for millennia, and it failed. Completely. Palpatine exploited your fear of attachment, used it to blind you, to turn Anakin, to destroy the Order. If you don't change, you will fail again. Plo Koon, what specifically do you propose? Allow Jedi to marry, to have children, to maintain relationships outside the Order. Train younglings with their families, not separated from them. Teach emotional mastery, not emotional denial. Create an order that understands the galaxy because it lives in the galaxy. Silence. Yoda closes his eyes, meditates. Finally, agree. I do. Difficult. This change will be. Painful. But necessary. A new Jedi Code we must create. One that embraces balance. Obi-Wan, and what of Anakin? He pledged himself to Sidious, helped murder Mace Windu. What is his fate? All eyes turn to Anakin. He stands. Speaks clearly. I don't ask for forgiveness. I don't deserve it. I betrayed the Order. Nearly destroyed everything. But I will spend the rest of my life atoning. Not as a Jedi. I'm leaving the Order. I'm going to be a husband, a father, a better man. Luke speaks. Anakin has chosen redemption. And I ask the Council to honor that choice. Let him go. Let him live in peace with his family, Yoda, and you, Luke Skywalker. What will you do? I'll stay until the Order is stable, help you rebuild, train if needed, and then I'll go home. Home? To the future. If the Force allows, I don't know if I can return, but I've done what I came to do. The rest is up to you. Yoda nods, then decided it is. Anakin Skywalker, released from the Order. You are. Go in peace. Raise your children well. Anakin bows. Thank you, Master. He leaves the chamber. Luke follows. Outside, Padme waits, her belly swollen with the twins. Anakin embraces her. It's done. We're free. Where will we go? Naboo. Your home. We'll raise Luke and Leia there, away from the war, away from politics. Just us. Luke smiles. That's all I ever wanted for you. Padme kisses Luke's cheek. Thank you for everything, for saving him, for saving us. Thank you for being my mother, even if only for a few days. They hold each other. Family. Complete. 1 week later. Naboo. Anakin and Padme's lakeside home. Simple. Beautiful. Peaceful. Padme is resting. The twins do any day now. Anakin stands on the veranda, looking out over the water. Luke joins him. How do you feel? Terrified. Excited. Grateful. I'm going to be a father. You already are. You just don't know me yet. Anakin laughs. Time travel is confusing. Yes, but worth it. They stand in silence. Finally, Anakin asks, in your timeline, when you redeemed me, on the Death Star, did I say anything? Luke's eyes glisten. You said tell your sister you were right, because Leia always believed there was good in you, even when I doubted. And you proved her right. I'm glad that I came back, even at the end. Me too. But here, you don't have to wait until the end. You can be good now, from the beginning. I will, I promise. Luke places a hand on his father's shoulder. I know, and I'm proud of you. They embrace. When they separate, Luke feels it. The Force, calling him. His time here is ending. I have to go. Anakin's face falls. Now. But the twins will be born soon, and you'll be there. You'll hold them, love them, raise them, everything I never had. Will I see you again? Luke smiles. In about 30 years, as a baby, and then as a boy, and then as the man who saved you. Time is complicated. I'll remember everything you told me, everything you taught me. Good. And Father? Yes. May the Force be with you. Always. They embrace one final time. Luke walks alone to the lakeside. Kneels. reaches out to the Force, surrenders to it. His physical form begins to glow. The cosmic force reclaims him. He fades into light, his consciousness returning to wherever it belongs. His final words echo through the Force. The future is saved. Now live it well. Anakin watches him disappear, tears streaming. Behind him, Padme emerges. He's gone? Yes. Back to his own time. Or somewhere. I don't know. We'll see him again, as our son. Yes. And I'll be there, every step. I won't fail him this time. They hold each other, looking out over the lake. The sun sets. Peace settles. Epilogue. 5 years later. Naboo. The lakeside home. Anakin watches as 5-year-old Luke and Leia play in the garden. Luke builds a starship from scrap. Leia reads a political treatise. Already brilliant. Padme joins Anakin, rests her head on his shoulder. They're extraordinary. They get it from their mother. And their father. You've been wonderful, Ani. A perfect father. I'm trying. Every day. In the distance, the Jedi Temple on Coruscant shines. Rebuilt. Reformed. Younglings trained alongside their families. Jedi allowed to love. To marry. To live. The Order is smaller. But wiser. Stronger. And across the galaxy, peace. The Clone Wars ended through negotiation. The Republic restored. Democracy flourishing. Clone troopers freed from their chips choose their own paths. Some remain soldiers, others retire. Build families. Live. And somewhere in the Force, Grandmaster Luke Skywalker watches, sees his father holding his children, sees his mother alive and happy, sees the galaxy saved, and smiles. His sacrifice, his journey, his love. It was all worth it. The future is bright. The Jedi endure, and the Skywalker family lives in peace. Forever. Let us know what you'd like to see next. The end.